In Asia, China is not quite looking good at the moment. The only thing that remains of what today's China is north is the northern part of China. South is a completely different state altogether, even though it's still under the rule of, well, each government is different, but in this case it's, well, communism. And same thing with Manchuria. Another though that is once part of, well, today part of China, but now an independent nation, is Inner Mongolia, which is now a democracy. And I have a feeling that these two, along with Mongolia, might become friends, I suppose. Maybe. Tibet has become independent, and unlike in real life history, has gotten a lot more territory. And the other nation that broke away from China is that nation. I'm sorry, I can't say the name. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I just can't. Other parts of the world, there is another scenario where India has been broken up, but that's not happening here. It's still a single nation with over 1 billion people in its own. Can't speak. In the entire nation. Other parts of the world are still the same. Philippines, Indonesia, Vietnam, and all that stuff. North and South Korea, there's always a sort of a automatic scripted event that always happens. In this case, North and South Korea will always, and I do mean always, even if you may put the world stability setting at low, these two nations will always, at least that's what I've been seeing, is always, the two will always go to war. And believe it or not, even rare, somehow North Korea winning the war. Yeah, I know, that sounds odd, but that is true. Sometimes some of the impossible can become probable. Anyway, back to America. All the other nations, including Central America and South America, are still the same. Africa is still the same. Yeah. Only certain parts of Europe, Asia, and North America are heavily changed, but at the moment, we're California. And before we even start anything, and oh dear, we don't really have a really good approval rating, so we're gonna have to make allies as best we can. And to do that, you can either right click or just click on a nation and choose diplomatic exchange. But if you want to go quicker, just right click a certain nation, but you have to zoom in carefully. You have to zoom in if you want to be more clear on which nation you wish to negotiate with. Right now there are several states, and let's see if we can make for any possible alliances. Start off with Texas. Well, we do have a good rating, but they have a 52% justification to go to war with us, but you know what, forget it. Let's try to be friends. And, that was fast. And I hate to say this, but I would suggest, if you get this game, please hold on to the mutual defense agreement, because unless you're next door neighbors and you have enemies you have the same enemies, perhaps you can fight together and declare war on whoever is attacking your ally. But at this moment, I'd say hold on to it for now. I'll send it, and we're paused at the moment because I want to make allies as best I can, and maybe trade agreements. So let's see what Washington D.C. has to say. Okay, so the people in the government feel satisfied, and we're indifferent, but they too have a 59% jurisdiction to go to war with us. But let's see. No, of course not. You could make other agreements to turn this into green, to make sure they agree with us, to accept our offer for an alliance, but right now we just can't. And there are other nations, including the neighboring Nevada. We have good relations, but if one wants to conquer that's going to be a bit of a hard decision to choose which nation you wish to take over, but at this moment, it's just one complication after another. Let's see if the UN wants to... Nah, never mind. And I'm sorry if I'm wasting my time, but I just want to get this over. And oh crap, a lot of nations are not happy with us. With us, I mean. Oh dear. Oregon, we're okay. We're going to make an alliance with them. Where else? Iowa? No. Obviously not Iowa. Wisconsin? No. Illinois? Well, we have some good amount of regulations, so why not? Missouri? Nah, mixed. Indiana? No. Ohio? I'll try to go through all this as fast as I can. Alright, people? So please try and be patient or skip the video. If you wish. Okay, that's enough for North America. Oh, what about Hawaii? No. South Korea? We have some good relations, so why not? Japan? Some good relations, so get through that. Taiwan, or those more politically correct, the Republic of China, or so I don't want to cause a political debate, alright? Let's just ignore that, alright? Jeez. Hong Kong? Why not? The Philippines? Not really good relations. Laos? No. India? Whoops. No, not covert. Nope. Not at all. Tibet? Nope. Eastern Siberia? Meh. So-so relations. What about Europe or the Middle East? What about Europe or the Middle East, I mean? The Georgia Republic? Nope. North Caucasus? No. Wow, a lot of people are not happy with California. Maybe this wasn't such a good idea. Oh dear. Iraq, Saudi Arabia. Yikes. South Africa, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, or the Congo Democratic Republic, as it's called. England. Oh! Wow, they really hate us. Scotland, not much. Ireland, not much. Northern Ireland, not much. Wales. West Germany is okay with us, so yeah, that's good. South? Nope. Paris. Marseille. Nah, it's not possible. What? Where else? Switzerland, the most neutral nation in the history of the world. And Sweden? Nah, not really possible at the moment. And I would like to trade, but that's gonna be later. Norway. This much crowded world makes it a lot more longer to try and get through everybody. Oh, for God's sake. If you have any suggestions of how to do this a little more quickly, please tell me. Please write in the comments, please. Israel, not really much. What about the eastern neighbors? Nope, obviously not. Cyprus, which is now an independent nation, other parts of the world, not much as well. So, yeah, on the hardest difficulty, we can rarely get any form of I guess you could say, friends, so to speak, for an alliance. Yeah. Australia, we have some good relations, so that'll do. New Guinea, Indonesia, East Timor, Singapore. Wait. Oh. Singapore does not exist anymore, including another small nation, if I recall. I could be wrong. Sri Lanka, Madagascar, Brazil, Paraguay, Argentina, Chile. Okay, so we can't really make a lot of friends now. I'm sure I guess there could be other nations somewhere in North America that we could still become friends, maybe. But at the moment, we can't. So, yeah. Okay, enough wasting time about the alliances, or lack of alliances. Let's just get to the our nation and deal with the resources. Right now, here you can see what is the capacity of how much your capacity, a mixture of capacity and production of how much you can make, and of course the every headache for every time you play a nation is the demand. In this case, well, from my experience, based off what nation you have, there is only 2 resources that you're gonna have a massive headache when it comes to dealing with the growing demand. Those are the electrical power, which you have to, perhaps in my case, constantly build more power plants or hydro dams or anything that produces power all the time. But the other one that's going to be giving you a bigger headache if you don't build enough is the industrial goods, because everything you build, it takes out everything that the industry makes to maintain everything, and that also becomes a massive headache if you don't plan out. So for now, we're just gonna build a number of these, and there are 3 versions. You can choose the micro, mid, or the main regular industrial. But as you can see, there's a different amount of money in this case, or rather the materials, so to speak, actually, however way you can say it, that it produces. Micro, way too tiny. This is only fine if you have a very micro nation, a very small, maybe a permanent island, very small island nation, perhaps like, say, Hawaii, or maybe one of these islands, perhaps like Fiji, like the Fiji Island or so. And I forgot about New Zealand, which is a waste of time. Yeah, mid is somewhat okay, but it's just not enough. We're gonna go with industrial, which at the moment 4 are already built and are active at the moment, and they are concentrated in Wescovina, Santa Ana, and Los Angeles. And they're all focused here, but I'm gonna perhaps build in San Francisco as well, but I'm gonna build maybe 1 or 2 more in large cities. In this case, the capital, which is Sacramento. Where else could we build another? I need to find a city that has a lot of people.